Hi, and welcome everybody to another edition of the Winner's Circle Sports Betting Podcast. My name is Ross Benjamin of rbwins.com. And like every Tuesday, and it is a Tuesday, October 10th, we are talking to Mr. Sean Higgs from picksandparleys.net. Sean, looking at the standings today in the NFL at Picks and Parleys. Outstanding, buddy. Number one right now at the site, 41. And let me make sure I have this correctly. 41 and 23, I believe I had you at.
Yeah, not too bad.
Dime players up $16,190. That's 64% for a volume player. That's absolutely phenomenal after 5 full weeks in the NFL. And my NFL, pale in comparison, but still pretty good. I'm 21 and 10, good for 68%. Not the volume of plays that Craig puts out, but having said that, I'm still up over $10,000 for my clients at picksandparleys.net. And very good start to the season, my friend.
68%. It's like, man, I'm 68%. I'm not even number one. Like that's, I mean, again, I fire a lot, Ross. But still, I mean,
look at 64%. At the amount of plays, 64 plays over 5 weeks. That's an average of over 12 plays per week in the NFL. And this guy's just killing it. And I also, if you go back to the NFL preseason, I won 8-4. Sean was 11-8. So it's not like this is a fluke, folks. We've been doing this for quite a long time in years. And it's been over 5 weeks, in the NFL right now. So, a third of the way through just about, and we're doing pretty damn well, Sean.
Yeah, it's good. You know, it's always good when you start out like hot, like in anything. You get it because then you feel like your numbers are good and like, all right. Yeah. And then the ones that are borderline, you can maybe I'm going to take it anyway because I've been good. Yeah. Right. So sometimes it pushes the envelope a little bit, but that's what you got to do. You're on the run. It's like at the table. Your numbers are there, even if it's slightly off of like, you know what, they've been cashing. I'll put a little bit on this one as well. And then again, it's you're like me, Ross. Are we going to hit 65, 68% for a season? I don't know about that. I mean, I think my best year was maybe 59% one year, and I was
I had 65% in college football back in 2004. But again, I don't put out the volume of plays that you do, where that's very hard to attain with the volume of plays you put out. But I mean, when you hit 58%, you're making a ton of money because of the volume you put out. You know what I'm saying? So, folks, the only thing I will say, if you deal with Craig, you have to use proper money management.
Always.
Because the last thing you want to do with a volume handicapper is you get off to a bad start and then he goes on one of his epic rolls and you either have to cut your bets in half because you started out bad, or you're betting scared, which is never a good thing.
And that's not just for like me as a volume guy. That's anybody, because people just think that, this guy's he's 7-1. I'm gonna just unload on this game. You can't do that. You can't you can't. You got to have the bullets in the pocket to go. You got to build it up, and that's
have a bankroll, folks.
Football. It's totally different than baseball. Two different sports. Baseball's over here. That's a different set of money. That's already been counted. Here's my base. Here's the football bankroll. Let's go. You know?
Yeah, exactly. And it's a whole different entity because baseball, you're betting money lines, totals, and you do the same in football. But you know, you're not betting 160, 170 favorites in football. You know what I mean? It's just not. I mean, like I just did a free pick video on the Indy and Jacksonville game, and because Indy was just a 2-point favorite, I used the money line in that circumstance because it's only minus 130. I don't hesitate to use minus 130 in baseball, Sean. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Why,
Listen,
why not do it in football?
At that, I'm the same way. Like 125, 130. That's about probably as high as I go to. Same with baseball. I don't want to go over like the 140. I'm like, I would rather lose with the dog to take the like 145.
Or later a run line. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
If you like to play that much, use the run line.
And I'm with you on. I'm with you on that Colt game, man. That line was. I think the look ahead was high on that. It was actually a. Where is it?
7.
I think it wasn't. It was a 7, wasn't it?
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, and was down to like a 1. What are we doing here? I mean, that's now it's a 2. Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah.
Nobody's as bad as they look, folks. And
no.
Jaguars are still a young team.
And got off to a 2-1 start. They've lost their last 2, failed to cover on each occasion, and last week they looked horrible. Basically,
Against Texas. Yeah.
13-6 home
Texans.
loss to the Texans as a 7-point favorite. If you're a team that's starting to rise, you don't lose games like that at home.
No.
You don't lose to an 0-3 team at home and get held to 6 points.
You somehow win 14-13 or 16-13. Even if you grind it out as a young team, that's what you do. You don't.
Yeah. So, but today we're going to be talking college football. We're talking SEC. We're talking 4 ranked teams, as Sean will be covering the number 6 Alabama Crimson Tide as they travel to Tennessee to take on, the number 3 Crimson Tide taking on the number 6 Tennessee Volunteers. Well, I'll be looking at the number 16 Mississippi State Bulldogs versus number 22 Kentucky Wildcats. Before we get to that, folks, friendly reminder, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, I would kindly ask you take a second to do so. Cost you absolutely nothing. No strings attached, no subscription plans, no hidden agenda. And I don't know why you wouldn't. You could get rid of us at any time you want. I don't know why you would do that, but world-class sports handicappers on this channel, not only just me and Sean, but also Al McMorty, Doug Upstone from DocSports.com, Jesse Schul from Sports Memo and picksandparleys.net. So a bunch of good handicappers here putting out world-class sports handicapping advice. Click that subscribe button, and while you're there, hit the notification bell, because as soon as we release one of our Winner's Circles podcast on this channel, you'll be notified immediately upon us doing so. All right, let's get to your free pick, Sean. Tennessee and Alabama at Tennessee, 100,000 people screaming and yelling Tennessee, a 7.5 point home underdog against Alabama.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, I sort of liked Alabama last week. I was like, wow, you see 24, you thought Bryce was going to pay, and you know what? Here you go. That was a crazy, another dogfight with A&M there, and here's another road game for them. We've talked about them on the road. You know where I'm going with this, Ross. You probably think the same way. It's got to be Tennessee or nothing. I think we've done Tennessee a couple times on here. I think with you. And what else is there to say? The quarterback is very good, and this is the stretch I was talking about. They got LSU and Alabama. They got Georgia in 2 weeks. This team, after they pull the upset here, I'm worried about them dropping a home game against Kentucky, because that's where I think they'll have a flat spot. Like this, and this has been going on for a while with Alabama against good quarterbacks. They just have trouble in the second. They can't slow them down. For whatever the case, they kind of have problems. They're not used to it. And this kid Hooker, the receivers, forget it. I'm getting 7.5 points here. I'll definitely sprinkle a little money line in. If you want to lean a little over, a little shootout, because Tennessee's defense suspect, and Bama versus any kind of offense is always a suspect on defense. That's just the way it is.
I thought it was a very low total, Sean. No, 47 was the total. So
no, what's that? 40s? It's in the 60s, isn't it?
What did I
63?
63. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of my game.
Your game. Yours a little lower. You're a little run first kind of offense there.
Exactly.
I got a Tennessee offense that chucks it all over the field. And unless Alabama's playing like a Georgia team, which you want to come in and be like, we're going to play smash mouth 80s NFL football, they get into shootouts and throw it around. And you know what? I don't know if the quarterback's 100%. The backup is from my neck of the woods down here, from where I'm from, down in Houston area. So he's young, still got some stuff to prove. I'm going Tennessee here.
Yeah,
I want to say outright. Take the points, but I'm not shocked that outright winner here by Vols.
Yeah, Tennessee plus the 7.5 over Alabama for Sean Higgs, and I already alluded to his record, folks, in football. And you know what?
College not bad either. 55 and 50.
Yeah,
it's 52. I'm not quite at making a little bit of money right around it, but
just a matter of time, kind of thing. That's the way I look at it. I'm 19 and 16 in college football to start the season, red hot in the NFL. And, I'll get it going. You will.
That's the thing.
College football.
I can never get 65% in both sports at once. Just has never happened to me. I'm always teetering about that 55%, like trying to get over that 53 in that area. And then one's always going to be better than the other. Just, you know what it is, I think, Ross, for me, once you're doing really well, it's kind of like, wow, you're kind of more focused on that side of things. I know when I have a good college football season, they're just kind of coming for me, and NFL is just kind of rolling along, not as special, but I don't know.
Yeah,
That's just
no,
the
I
way it
agree.
goes.
Yeah, it's years of learned experience is where you draw those conclusions from.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
because with college basketball coming, I'm going to love it. I'll have last year, I bet 1,000 something college basketball games. NBA, like 100, because college basketball, I just think you got an edge. I'm going to stick
That's your
with
jam.
what's making you money, whether it
Yeah.
be hockey. I don't care what it is. You're going to subconsciously, it is in you. You're going to go to that direction and focus more on it.
Well, especially when you're a volume player like yourself in college basketball, like we were talking off air. I mean, on any given Saturday, you're talking 120 plus games on the board,
Yeah.
So, I mean, anytime you give us a volume of selections that we could choose from, like a Saturday college basketball card, I think that people who do it professionally like us are in a better position to find betting value. I mean, there's more choices. It's obvious. It's just simple math. So it doesn't always work out that way, but for the most part, over the long haul, I would say that that's definitely true. Anyway,
That's what it is. Long haul, folks.
That's the big thing. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, folks, Mississippi State at Kentucky for me. I'm going to take a look at the total in this game, which I just mistakenly said for the Tennessee game. It's 46. Mississippi State is a team that has scored 40 points or more and gained 460 yards or more in each of their last 3 games. Yet this total is 46. To me, folks, I have that contrarian mindset. You have a team that's scoring at the rate they are, and 2 of those games were against SEC opponents. And the total is only 46. To me, they're begging you to take the over in this game just because of the offensive numbers that Mississippi State has put up. Now, Kentucky's offense leaves a lot to be desired. As a matter of fact, they're number 97 in total offense and number 87 in scoring defense. Yet, they are number 22 in the country right now. So as a matter of fact, when you see numbers like that, they have to be playing very good defense for them to be rated that high with those anemic offensive numbers. And that's certainly the case here. And well, again, we don't know the status of Will Levis, the starting quarterback of Kentucky. It's not like they put up astronomical offensive numbers when he's been on the field. He wasn't on the field last week. And if you tuned into my free pick last week, I had South Carolina as an underdog at Kentucky, and they won
plus
the game.
10.
Yeah,
that's a plus 10 when we did the show.
Then it went down to 6. Yeah, so exactly. So in Kentucky's defense, Sean, number 16 against the pass, and that's critical. They only allow 174 yards per game in the air. And when you're facing a team like Mississippi State that's pass happy, that Mike Leach offense, they're number 5 in passing offense. If you could defend a pass that well, they might be in for a reality check, Mississippi State here, in terms of throwing the ball at will and for big yardage like they're used to doing. And also Kentucky, number 18 in scoring defense. Kentucky 5-1 to the under this year with an average combined score of 42.6 points per game. 4 of the last 5 in this series have gone under the total. The only exception to that rule was last year when they scored 48 points and it barely went over the total of 47. So you guessed it, folks. I'm going Mississippi State and Kentucky under 46. And Sean Higgs, he likes the Tennessee Volunteers plus 7.5 at home against Alabama. And he's also suggesting you might want to think about making a small wager on the money line on Tennessee as well. So, Sean, any final thoughts before we leave?
I'm liking that under because you look at this Kentucky defense. They allowed 24 to South Carolina, 22 at Mississippi, 16 at Florida. Like they're going to play defense as much as Mississippi State put up 40 against SEC teams. These guys are holding them to 20 points a game. So clashing styles for sure. And in that's the case, I'm going to go defense with it because they're going to want to run a ball regardless who's quarterbacking. That's what they do. Their top running backs back. So low scoring for sure.
Yeah, sometimes your best defense is a potent running game, and they haven't been potent if you look at their running game statistically right now. But It's sort of like you just said, top running back coming back, that can't
Yep.
hurt. And if they're going to win this game, they have to effectively run the ball.
Yes.
Kentucky. I mean, you don't want to be playing catch up against Mississippi State and get in an aerial war with them, because things could snowball in a hurry on you. So I
Yep.
like the low scoring game here. I also like your Tennessee play plus 7.5. Sean, tell the folks exactly where they could find you. Bring them up to speed on how you've been doing beside the NFL, and what you may have in store in this coming week.
Yep. Well, every day, midday money, 7 days a week, 12 noon Eastern. You can find it on my Twitter stream. It's also on the Win and Free Picks YouTube page, part of the Picks and Parlay family. Same thing. I just air it over there because Picks and Parlay still has out a lot of free pick videos. As Ross knows, he just got done with a power hour. Baseball season, pretty good. I think I'm number 3 in the money. Today, right now, going on, I got Philly and the over. So worst case, I'm going to get a split if the Braves come back on this game. College football, again, 55-50 on the year, not bad. NFL, number 1 in the money, having a nice season there. And hockey's starting up. Wasn't bad last year. So I think I had a small winning season of hockey and a small losing NBA season. Again, I kind of focus. Once I start trickling down, I'll be like, let me go back to what's making me money and keep it to the college hoops and the ice. But again, football, I got, a dozen NFL college games. It was 2 dozen, I guess you had them together for the weekend lined up for Saturday and Sunday.
If you're an action junkie, and not only an action junkie, but you like to win, it's always a lot funner when you win rather than when you lose, folks. So yeah, the people who say, I just do it for fun. Well, then try to win. Pay Mr. Sean Higgs. Very affordable subscription plans there at picksandparleys.net, not only for him, but myself. And folks, I'm off to a great start to the football season. College football and the NFL combined 40-26, good for 61%. Of course, the majority of that success so far has come in the NFL at 21-10, 68%. But my college football, not terrible, but not good by my standards. 19-16 to start the season, and I could rest assured tell you that myself and Sean will bring it on, man. The second half of the college football season, and we're tearing it up between both those two sports. And I mean, college basketball coming up. The NBA will start next week. I'm not an NHL guy like a lot of the guys are at picksandparleys.net, but you can find me also at my website, rbwins.com. All my premium paid selections are listed right there. Very affordable pricing, folks. And on my single game and daily, my single and multi-game daily packages, I guarantee that if you don't win, you're not going to get your money back, but I'm going to credit your account the exact amount of your purchase price. So the next best thing there at rbwins.com. And again, check out Sean at picksandparleys.net. Check out his morning show that he does at noon Eastern time, live every day, right there at the homepage at picksandparleys.net. And until the next time, for Craig Trapp, for Sean Higgs and Ross Benjamin, I like to wish each and every one of you all the very best. Take care and God bless, folks.